On the news, Yahaya Bello's media office replies EFCC says ex-governor not running away from the law. EFCC vows to arraign Sirika over alleged contract fraud. And Rivers Attorney General rejects redeployment, resigns from State Executive Council. Thank you for joining us on News Now. I'm Simisola Adigun. The media office of Yahaya Bello says the former governor of Kogi State was never invited by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In a statement signed on Wednesday, Bello's media office said the anti-graft agency declared the former governor wanted without sending an invitation his way. However, in a statement on Monday, the EFCC had said Bello was invited when his tenure ended, but he refused to honor the invitation. Our correspondent Sydney Okafor completes the story.
As the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello keeps the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, waiting to answer to corruption allegations leveled against him. Chairman of the Anti-Graft Agency, Ola Olukoyede, on Tuesday disclosed details of their findings. Speaking during an interview with journalists in Abuja, Olukoyede revealed how embattled governor transferred $720,000 from the government's coffers to a bureau de change before leaving office to pay an advance of his child's school fees.
The particulars of offense is there. It's before court. Go and check it. Apply for our processes, please. You will get some of these particulars of offense there. Move money directly from government to bureau de change. Use it to pay the child's school fee in advance. In advance, dollars. How much? 70 what? In dollars, yes. In dollars. $72,000 or thereabout. $720,000, sorry. $720,000 in advance. In anticipation that he was going to leave government house. In a poor state like Kogi. And you want me to close my eyes to that? Under the guise of saying I'm being used. Used by who? At this stage of my life? Used by who? By who? For crying out loud.
Olukoyede further said he offered Bello a chance to clarify the situation, but the governor reportedly declined his invitation. Citing fears of harassment, Bello was said to have suggested that the EFCC meet him in his village rather than investigate in the agency quarters.
I assumed office here. I didn't initiate the case. I inherited the case file. I called for the case file. I called for the report. And I said, look, there are issues here. Do you know on my own, on my honor, I put a call across to him, which ordinarily I'm not supposed to do, just to honor him as a governor, as a immediate past governor. Sir, there are issues. I've seen this case file. Can you just come? Let us clarify these issues. I'm under camera. He said, sir, I thank you, my brother. I know, but I can't come. There's one lady, I don't know what her name is, that she learned she had set, she has surrounded the EFCC with over 100 journalists, to come and embarrass him and intimidate him and all kind of stuff. I said, okay, if that is your fear, I'm going to pass you through my own gate, special man's gate. You will come to my floor. We will accord you that respect. I will invite my operatives. They will come and interrogate you or interview you in my own office. What could be more honorable than that? In my own office. To allay the fear. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You know what he said? But can't they come to my village?
The EFCC chairman has vowed to resign from his position if Bello is not prosecuted. The EFCC is seeking to arraign Bello on 19-count charge bordering on alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 80.2 billion naira.
Meanwhile, hundreds of civil society organizations have condemned the failure of the EFCC chairman to provide any documentary evidence of an official invitation sent to former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, yet declaring him wanted. The CSOs took to the streets in Lagos on Wednesday to protest what they called unprecedented and reckless media trials of the former governor, despite a subsisting court order protecting him. The movement, led by chairman of the Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, Kakol Debo Adeniran, alleged that the EFCC Bello saga appeared like a case of selective hatred targeted at an individual for no concrete cause.
What we are saying is that everybody must be a subject of the law, and every institution created by the law is supposed to subject its operation under the same law. And that is where we came to criticize the EFCC. Yesterday, I saw them dramatizing on the television, including Channels Television, TVC, Civil Board, and the rest of them. I saw them. What they were doing is what they said they will not do. The gentleman that was dramatizing on the television was my friend. He's still my friend. I guided him not to allow some people who call themselves super activists to mislead him into taking wrong steps that will lead him to the same cataclysm that some of his predecessors had fallen into. I love Ola Olukoyede. I love his gods, but I don't like his strategies.
I am surprised that the current chairman of EFCC is acting as if he was not in the system, in EFCC system before now. He had always been there. In fact, he was one of the brain bosses in EFCC. And this script he's playing now, he never played it then.
Two, Mr. Olukoyede is not EFCC, for God's sake. It's not a personal fear dog or personal estate. It is a creation of the law. So, and there are processes, there are officers assigned to cases. You should not take responsibility.
Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it will prosecute the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, over alleged money laundering, contract fraud in the ministry and Nigeria air debacle. EFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale disclosed this on Wednesday. On Tuesday, Sirika was apprehended by the EFCC over an alleged 8 billion naira fraud. The commission had earlier revealed that the funds in dispute related to 4 aviation contracts awarded by the former minister to a company called N-Giros Nigeria Limited, which is owned by his younger brother. The issue also featured during Tuesday's media chat of the EFCC chairman, Ola Olukoyede, and this is what he had to say about the former aviation minister.
Yes, we are investigating the Minister of Aviation. Not only at this regard, so many officials who had worked in that ministry, particularly in the last few years, we are investigating them. And the investigation is ongoing, and when we are through, we will let you see the report. So it's not just about Hadi Sirika. It's about, like I told you, I'm more concerned. There's nothing personal. There's nothing personal. It's not about this Sirika. It's about the system. It's about our process. It's about national interest. So don't let us single out someone as if EFCC is running after this Sirika. No, please. No, it's a system. If you had asked me, are we investigating issues that have to do with Ministry of Aviation, and I will tell you straight away that yes, we are investigating it. When the time comes for us to release the report, or if you are ready to go to court, you will see the details of our report. But now it is premature for me to tell you what we have discovered. We are making progress. Just believe that. We are making progress in that investigation, and we are not going to stop. And whatever we discover at the end of the day, when we are ready to go to court, we will put it out there to Nigerians.
The Ministry of Aviation has directed the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority to suspend the operations of Dana Air with immediate effect to give room for a safety and financial health audit to be conducted on the airline. The incident involving one of the aircraft in the fleet of the airline that veered off the Lagos Airport runway during landing on Tuesday has been attributed to why the airline has been suspended. Although no casualty was recorded, the development has led to the temporary closure of the runway until the aircraft was finally evacuated to give room for the resumption of flights. To party politics now, the national chairperson of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has invited all the aspirants who participated in the just concluded governorship primary in Ondo State to a meeting. The publicity secretary of the party in Ondo State, Alex Kalejaye, confirmed the invitation, saying it is aimed at finding a way to pacify the aspirants to secure a united front for the party in the coming election. According to him, the meeting has been scheduled for Thursday this week at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja. This comes after 5 of the aspirants filed petitions before the appeals committee of the party disputing the results of the primary, where Lucky Aiyedatiwa was declared winner by Governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo. The aspirants have unanimously called for the cancellation of the primary election and that a fresh date be fixed for another election that will be handled by a new committee. It seems there is no end in sight in the long-drawn political drama in Rivers State. This comes as the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of the state, Zaccheaus Adango, who was earlier redeployed to another ministry, has rejected his redeployment and tendered his resignation from the State Executive Council. This comes shortly after Governor Siminalayi Fubara reshuffled his cabinet, relocating Adango to the position of Commissioner for Special Duties within the Governor's office. Adango penned a letter addressed to the Secretary to the Rivers State government, rejecting his new appointment, and cited Governor Fubara's alleged interference in the execution of his duties as Attorney General as the primary reason for his resignation. Another commissioner in the Southern State, Isaac Kamalu, has also exited the cabinet of Governor Siminalayi Fubara after he rejected his redeployment from the Finance Ministry to the Ministry of Employment Generation and Economic Empowerment. In a letter to the Secretary to the Rivers State government, Kamalu cited the absence of peace in Rivers State despite the peace pact by President Bola Tinubu last December, saying it is impossible for him to give his best in an atmosphere of rancor. The Center for Citizens with Disabilities, CDD, has called for active participation of people with special needs in political activities. The CDD made the call at a 2-day capacity building workshop for aspiring politicians with disabilities in a bid to enlighten them on how to go about the processes. Speaking at the event, Chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Akinade Temilola, says there are procedures and requirements one has to follow to become a political leader. According to Akinade, the involvement of PWDs in governance is quite important to combat discrimination and abuse, protect their rights, and ensure their inclusion in all facets of life on equal basis with other people.
We have persons with disabilities who are aspiring to be in politics. Now, to be in politics, to participate in politics and democratic governance is the right of persons with disabilities, just as it is enshrined in the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act. So it's their right to participate in public life, both politically and in governance. So the purpose of this meeting or this capacity building is to build their capacity to excel in politics and in governance. So all we are saying is that for those who are aspiring to be in politics, their capacities will be built so that they can participate, be actively function in politics and in governance. So basically that's to build a capacity to ensure that they belong to a particular party of their interest and move forward from there.
INEC hopes to see that this inclusivity it's done across board in the political party, creating access so that we get to have more persons with disabilities participating in the electoral process. Just as they can vote, let them also be voted for. So it's a laudable achievement. And sitting down listening to what is being said in the program, I know that the persons with disabilities, they are beginning to have a voice, you know, and I believe that going forward, we are going to have a lot of them participating, as in coming out to contest and be voted into positions of authority in the country.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, EFCC freezes 300 foreign exchange accounts to prevent further depreciation of the Naira. We'll give you details when we return.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. The media office of Yahaya Bello says the former governor of Kogi State was never invited by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In a statement signed on Wednesday, Bello's media office says the anti-graft agency declared the former governor wanted without sending an invitation his way. However, in a statement on Monday, the EFCC had said Bello was invited when his tenure ended, but he refused to honor the invitation. We also told you that in a dramatic turn of events in Rivers State, the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General Zaccheaus Adango and the Commissioner for Finance Isaac Kamalu have rejected their redeployment and tendered their resignation from the State Executive Council. This comes shortly after Governor Siminalayi Fubara reshuffled his cabinet, relocating Adango and Kamalu to the positions of Commissioner for Special Duties and Ministry of Employment Generation and Economic Empowerment, respectively. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Well, let's join Opeyemi Owosheni for more stories in the world of business. Over to you, Opeyemi.
Thank you, Simisala. Hello and welcome to Business News. In the world of business, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has revealed that the agency has frozen 300 illegal foreign exchange trading accounts to curb the depreciation of the Naira. Olukoyede will reveal this on Tuesday, April 23, 2024, in an interactive session with journalists in Abuja. Says the so-called peer-to-peer trading account and illicit financial trading scheme that has posed a serious threat to the stability of the naira. He says if left unchecked, this illicit trade would have caused significant damage to the foreign exchange market, worsening the depreciation of the naira.
Do you know the Binance case we are currently handling now, working on, that has helped us to bring down this madness going on in the forex market? Suddenly we discovered that there are even people within the system who are doing worse than Binance. Because of the P2P and all of that. If you noticed, in the last 42 days ago, the dollar had started appreciating again. Maybe you didn't notice that. There was stability for 24 hours. And then the naira got devalued again by about 20-25 naira. I don't know whether you noticed that. It was due to activities of some of these guys on P2P platform. KuCoin. Some of you must have seen those posts on social media. It will shock you. Just yesterday, I had cause to freeze over 300 accounts. One of those accounts, we discovered that the guy that traded a volume of over 50 billion in the last 1 year. Nobody knew outside the financial regulation. Some people are happy. They take pleasure in seeing this country boiling. And I've come to realize that in the course of this work I do, sir, some people at the regular, they want to see things go bad, from bad to worse. Don't be surprised. There are people who are doing that every day. When things are bad, they promote it. Well, when there is an improvement, nobody talks. They keep quiet.
In the Philippines, the nation's Security and Exchange Commission has ordered Apple and Google to remove Binance application from their respective app stores for users in the Philippines. In a press release on April 23rd, the SEC said it is working with Apple and Google to remove applications operated by Binance, the biggest crypto exchange in the world. It confirmed that the big tech companies received separate letters to that effect on April 19th. Emilio Aquino, chair of the SEC, explained that removing Binance applications from the digital app marketplace would help to reduce the spread of illegal activities in the country's security sector. We'll go on a short break and be back with Stock Market Report. Welcome back. Nigeria's equities market further dipped by 1.2% on the third weekday of trading, no thanks to investors like MTN and Oando, with the market's capitalization at 55.5 trillion naira. Now, in the aggregate, 120 NGX-listed equities participated in trading, ending with 22 gainers and 20 losers. On the losing side, MTN Nigeria came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 10%, closing at 201 naira 60 kobo per share, followed closely by Transcorp Hotels, which closed at 87 naira 93 kobo. Now, at the end of today's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, a total of 395 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 7,907 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 9 billion were traded. Now, compared with the previous NGX trading day, today's data shows 13% decline in volume, 32% improvement in turnover, and 8% improvement in deals. Now, let's take a switch to our foreign stock. Well, as you can see from the screen behind me, it's a similar case as the UK FTSE and US Dow Jones maintained the southward movement and ended in the bears, with the UK FTSE at 0.055% and the US Dow Jones at 0.34%. However, reverse was the case for Japan's Nikkei as it maintained a northward movement and ended in the bulls at 2.42%. That's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simisala, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Akwayemi, for that update. And on the foreign scene, the bodies of 19 people have been recovered on Tuesday off the coast of Tunisia, one of the primary points of departure for those seeking to traverse the Mediterranean Sea to Europe. Disclosing this in a statement on Tuesday, the Tunisian Coast Guard says that it had recovered the bodies near the port cities of Mahdia and Sfax, the country's second largest city, where migrants have in recent weeks clashed with law enforcement. Politicians on both sides of the Mediterranean have largely focused their migration policies on combating human trafficking and dismantling smuggling networks. An Australian counter-terrorism team has arrested 7 teenagers linked to a boy charged with a religiously motivated terror attack on a Sydney bishop and questioned another 5 people. On Wednesday, the police said a team of more than 400 police and security personnel were involved in the operation, which arrested associates of a 16-year-old boy charged with a terrorism offense for the knifing of a Syrian bishop, Mary Manuel, during a live-streamed church service on April 15. Police say they took the teens into custody because they posed an unacceptable risk to society. Up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Nigerian celebrity chef Hilda Bassi has refuted Very Dark Man's allegations that she defrauded people with her online cooking class. A video went viral in the early hours of Tuesday, April 23rd, in which Very Dark Man, also known as VDM, called out Hilda Bassi for allegedly collecting money from people and refusing to host the online cooking class they paid for. It's no news that the former Guinness World Record holder periodically holds online cooking classes for a fee of 35,000 naira. However, this time, Very Dark Man claims that Hilda Bassi failed to fulfill her commitments to teach her online students after accepting their payments. In an interesting turn of events, Hilda Bassi has come out to debunk the allegation with proof that the class commenced on March 25th. Renowned Nigerian music producer Napji has cried out on the internet after he claimed that award-winning musician Davido still owes him royalties over 3 songs he produced for him. The young music creator took to his Instagram page as he alleged that the unavailable hitmaker refused to pay him for his hit songs Fame, Jowo and Sunlight, which are tracks from his album A Better Time, released in 2020. According to him, he only received an advance of 500,000 naira each for the songs, making it 1.5 million naira. And that's it on Entertainment News on News Now. Joy Utejim, TV360, Lagos.
And finally on sports, the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, says he is optimistic that the Super Falcons will derive inspiration from their impressive performance at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, where they compete at the women's football event of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Nigeria is pitched against Spain, Brazil and Japan in a tough Group C of the tournament, which begins on July 25, a day before the opening ceremony of the Games, and will run until August 10 when the Games come to an end. The Falcons booked their spot at the Games for the first time since 2008 by defeating rival South Africa 1-0 on aggregate in the final qualifying round. Well, that's all on News Now. Thank you for watching. See you next time.